Hi, it's Richard. I just want to do a short video here. This is just going to be an introduction for another one I'm going to do very shortly in front of my computer. But this will just serve as an introduction. I just wanted to show you a couple of books that you might consider getting if you're a Kennedy assassination buff, such as myself, or a researcher. The first one is this one here, That Day in Dallas, by Richard Trask. It's really worthwhile, and you can get it at Amazon at a reasonable price. But it has all the original black and white photos of three photographers that day: Cecil Stoughton, James Altkins, and Jim Murray. And it has all their black and white photos from that day. And essentially, this book presents, has the photos arranged to present the official account. But the thing is, the official account we've proven wasn't true. So photos don't lie. So if that's the case, what I'm saying is the case, you should be able to look at the photos in real detail and then see the true story that's contrary to what's being told in the book. And I'll explain that a little more in a few minutes, but you can see the true story by looking real hard at the photos, and then you can read the official account. And it's just kind of interesting after viewing it after 55 years, what stands out. So I'm going to go over that with you in a few minutes. And actually, this one here contains all the photos by the manhole cover where President Kennedy's brains went up from Jackie's shot and came down on the infield by the manhole cover with a bullet in the clump of bone and brain matter. And it's got the pictures of Robert Barrett there examining that and taking the bullet away in here that were taken by freelance photographer Jim Murray. It's really a great thing that he did that. And here's one of them. Let's see. One of them right here, you can see the brain material down in the grass. There, Robert Barrett is coming, FBI agent behind J.D. Foster, the officer that was also there. And then Buddy Walters showed up too. And here's Barrett reaching down to take the bullet away. And it was FBI agent Robert Barrett matched up by DA Jim Garrison at the Garrison trial, the trial in New Orleans by Jim Garrison. Okay, but those photos are in this book, so I highly recommend it. And actually, there's here's another book I'd like to recommend. It's A Deeper, Darker Truth, here by Donald T. Phillips, which is very good. And actually, he analyzes a number of things. They're not all perfectly correct. You can hear my dog Luke wandering around in the background there. But he's already had his breakfast, but he's pacing, so I'll have to take him outside in a second. Okay. But on the cover of this book, you can see James Files' shot. This is the Mormon photo enhanced. And Jackie Kennedy's shot where it came up. And then you can see some of the brain matter. But you can see Files' exit wound and Jackie's right here enhanced on the cover of his book. And he was analyzing the large exit wound, but he didn't realize he also, in this enhancement, showed Jackie's exit wound too. So that's A Deeper, Darker Truth by Tom Wilson. And he analyzed by the manhole cover, Tom Wilson, and he detected a bullet there in the grass in the photo. And actually that is in here too, The Deeper, Darker Truth. And then the last book I just wanted to show you real quick was another one by Richard Trask, Pictures of the Pain by Richard Trask. And you might be able to get a used copy of this. It's a really large book. It's like over 600 pages. But there's a lot of photos in here not normally seen. Okay, here and I mean, I was just I go through this every once in a while and see new things all the time. I was just going through here this morning and I saw this photo here, up here, where it shows at Parkland Hospital the members of Mrs. Kennedy's, her assistants there, her staff leaving, and you have Pam Tenner and Evelyn Lincoln and Mary Gallagher, and it says here that Mary Gallagher was leaving with Mrs. Kennedy's purse and hat. So they didn't lose the hat. They had the hat at this point. The question becomes, why don't we have the hat now? I mean, I'm sure it's because, there's brain matter that came up from Jackie's shot, and nitrates from the gun blast probably all over the hat. But they say we lost the hat now, but they did have it because Mary Gallagher had it. And there's countless other things I'm sure people can discover in this book. Pictures of the pain, photo documentary, The Kennedy Assassination by Richard Trask. So I just wanted to recommend that. And I just jotted down a couple of thoughts here I wanted to share with you real quick. This isn't in my book, but it's an additional way of looking at the Kennedy assassination that most people don't understand. And here, I'll just read it to you. It's going to be kind of clumsy. I haven't polished this up, but I mean, I think it's valuable to look at it this way. I jotted down here, the murder of President Kennedy was an enormous effort by the Illuminati Zionist deep state intelligence agencies, an effort far more meticulous and extensive than almost anyone can hope to imagine. Okay? It was a full-scale effort by the intelligence military deep state of the most powerful nation in the history of the world. Every technique known to man was employed. Okay? They began the planning years in advance, and all the police and intel agencies involved were compromised and on board. Okay? Even the president's own family was infiltrated in advance. Conspirators were ordered to have alibis, and there are people to verify those alibis. This was all set up. There's many people still who have not come forward. This was a massive operation. Okay, then after it was over, New York publishing houses, they verified the alibis by printing the official account in books. That's what they did. So it confounded researchers because they'd read this and that, and this couldn't be because this is printed and that. But the publishing houses, many of them were on board, and they were verifying the big lie. That's what people need to realize. When the crime was perpetrated, disinformation and limited hangout lies were told and laid down by the perpetrators that very day, and when it was going on even to obfuscate the truth. And even acting was employed by the conspirators to avert suspicion away from themselves. All of this was done by Allen Dulles and the Illuminati Zionist conspirators in a full-scale effort to create a false history about the murder of President Kennedy, where the truth would forever be buried and never become known to the average American. This was the goal, okay? So after 55 years now have expired, it's become evident the truth is very powerful. They underestimated it, okay? So powerful that even the plot to cover up the murder of President Kennedy has now become visible. Okay? And it's not because any one fact or specific detail. It's an overall true picture that has emerged from all of the conflicting lies and cover-up, which indirectly create a picture of truth in our minds. It's an emergent phenomenon, and now we can see it. It's the way history works looking back after time has passed. It's a picture in our minds that's formed for all time, that's obvious and undeniable. And it's coming into focus more and more every day now. So I'm going to make another video on some of the pictures in these books shortly, but I just wanted to state that. So I'll talk to you later.